In our first story, outdoor lovers live out their passions in many ways in the Rocky Mountains. But whether it's on foot, on skis, or on a bike, most agree that this special place should be saved for future generations.
Every mountain biker who goes out and rides far and goes out into these natural places appreciates them.
Incredibly beautiful place and a big playground for us.
For me and my family, this is our escape. This is our solace. We are able to come out in the wilderness and hike and be together and slow time down.
Whatever your outdoor passion, the Central Rockies can provide the location and the inspiration. This region is aptly known as hidden gems, but protecting 342,000 acres now and for the future is a juggling act.
It's been a 12-year campaign. We feel that it's been really fully vetted, and it's really ready to become law.
Susie Kincaid is part of the Hidden Gems Wilderness Campaign, which is working to identify and protect biologically important wildlands with wilderness designation. It's a designation that can only come from Congress. She's consulted more than 100 local groups representing the two-legged, the four-legged, the two-wheeled, and the four-wheeled, and is working to support the efforts of Colorado's congressional leaders to develop and pass wilderness legislation.
One of the things I'm proudest about with the Hidden Gems, we've sat across the table with the motorized users, the bicyclists, the Forest Service, the BLM, the Division of Wildlife, and really poured over the maps with a fine-tooth comb, gone out on the ground, and adjusted our boundaries so that we've made the compromises that it takes to make everyone happy.
Check this one out. It's supposed to be a fairly difficult downhill for a mountain bike.
Architect and mountain biker Steve Novy says it hasn't always been easy.
Before, there's been a lot of contention around these issues and around this proposal, and there's been a lot of misinformation.
Novy believes most visitors, whatever their sport, will still have plenty of wide open spaces if the wilderness designation succeeds.
If you want to drive your Jeep or your ATV or your snowmobile somewhere, you have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of acres where you can go, and so I don't see the need to have every single area open to motorized use or even for mountain bikes. As a mountain biker, I'm willing to get off my bike and hike or ski or canoe or any of the wonderful other things that you can do in wilderness.
Barriers like fences and roads are a major consideration in setting up wilderness boundaries. In the wrong places, they can have deadly consequences for wildlife.
We have everything from moose to bear to elk, and I think it's really important to preserve the wild corridors for these animals.
Herds need to move up and down the mountain at various times throughout the year, so connectivity is vital.
What happens is development and road building fragment these areas, and that creates a little island effect that these animals are getting squeezed into these habitats, and it makes it very difficult for their survival. I think it's hard enough living up here. I mean, it's 10,000 feet to 13,000 feet. There's harsh weather, and food supplies are rather limited. So anything that we can do to maintain their natural habitat and roaming area is very, very important to preserve.
So what do you think slipperier, the ice or the snow?
The ice.
Yep, so step on the white stuff, the dry.
Like it.
So it's a great place for bears to come in here.
Build a little bridge.
The elk, right, Hannah? Elk and deer, this is a great spot. You can even see where, in some places, Hannah, that they've laid down a little bit and slept here because the water's here.
Real estate agent Josh Lottenberg takes his family out here every chance he gets.
A lot of people may not understand the importance and significance of a wilderness designation, and some people are concerned about losing rights and access to certain parts of land. We have more than enough real estate developments, we have more than enough residential communities to live in, more than enough restaurants and stores, and way more than enough trails for all of us to enjoy already.
A wilderness designation would also keep the area free from mining and drilling.
People are interested in natural gas, exploration, mining, logging. I feel that, yeah, there's a place for that, but I don't feel that these wilderness lands are that place. There's no logging, there's no mining in here. I think that's why we would like wilderness protection, that it is the highest protection to keep some of that at bay.
The Hidden Gems really is about the long view. It's about 100, 200, 300 years in the future, preserving complete intact ecosystems that will serve future generations far beyond those we can imagine right now.
Who first promoted the wilderness idea to protect the nation's most pristine undeveloped lands? Conservationist Aldo Leopold in 1925.